You've got about 1 billion folks, for instance, on the internet today. I'm forecasting certainly before 2010 over 2 billion. I would say 90% of them will be using mobile devices. So the whole notion of mobility, pervasive mobile networks of exchange trade are going to define the 21st century, define commerce over the next 5 years. And increasingly, in new territories that are emerging, they're not going to spend the time putting copper into the ground or spending the kind of time and dollars on infrastructure as certainly have been done in Europe, the United States, even parts of Asia, such as Japan. You're going to see entirely new kinds of wireless architectures emerging, whether it's mesh or new generations of Wi-Fi. But you're going to see clearly the wireless platform will accelerate innovations, and these innovations will be key weapons for empowering customers and employees. Accelerated, radical change driven by new innovations. Let's turn a little bit to the internet, the next generation of the internet. You've heard about, Web 2.0, a richer, interactive web. I can tell you that Web 3.0 will be immersive. So the level of interactivity with Web 2.0, social networks, certainly media-rich environments, that's a good beginning. But when you've got every mobile device that is then wearable, where I can then go into my supply chain. I can travel through the supply chain and actually immerse myself in a warehouse. Identify, touch, scan in a virtual world, if you will, a combination of a Second Life. That's where I think the future of the internet's going. Adaptive, intuitive, self-learning. Notice a convergent trend with nano. Self-organizing. Certainly rich media, but the important thing is when you've got a world that's lit up by GPS, sensors, biometrics, and that's sputtered throughout the landscape, right, throughout your supply chain, let's say alone, as well as the marketplace, you've got a very different kind of collaborative web. You've got a next generation internet that gives you the ability to be able to travel into your supply chain and mix and match opportunities as well as have transparency, things you didn't have before. You can also collaborate with people in a way where teleconferencing is real time, where instead of the lag even between emails goes away because you're collaborating, you're interacting in real time. So what's coming is pervasive global wireless supply chain connectivity. And it's all wireless. Wireless is, for all intents and purposes, I figure we're scratching maybe 5% of the potential. The next generation from that is that, quite frankly, we build technology, whether it's networks or bio or nano, it's all the same, to mimic living ecosystems. Because, quite frankly, the highest functioning architectures are us, the way our brains work, or the way our bodies work, or the way we work certainly internally. It's biomimicry that's going to drive the next generation of the internet. And when you start to think about it, it makes a lot of sense, this always-on economy, when you start to populate these different pieces together, the level of collaboration and information may be very interesting. There's a company that's got a chip technology that they are now been the first company to get the right to embed that technology by the FDA into your body. Actually here in Florida. And it's being used by government officials in Mexico to go back and forth in secure operations. They basically put a chip inside of you and habitat awareness. Habitats can then identify you. It's also being used in the Miami club scene. For the show of hands, how many people are involved in the Miami club scene? A lot of dancers here, it looks like. Yeah. To be able to you don't have to carry a credit card, right? Thank you. I appreciate it. I could tell. I've seen you in the club scene there. Wearables, embedded systems. You're talking about, the notion is you're going to have IP every place, new kinds of convergent platforms, and it's going to have a massive impact on consumers and entertainment and gaming. Just to give you an idea, gaming, and I've got a slide on this, but let me just jump ahead for a sec. The gaming market space, reaching over $10 billion plus, is actually outpacing in North America the theatrical sales, movie sales are being basically pushed aside by gaming sales. What does that tell you? Now, when that becomes immersive, you're going to have a very different kind of marketplace. And when the enterprise starts to wake up and apply mobile IP to their services, whether it's CRM or whether it's procurement, and you've got these immersive worlds, quite frankly, you could end up with a whole new generation of mobile knowledge management. Again, this is the area, getting away from the hardware for a moment, because I know many of the partners here are in the software and service space for each of your verticals. This, to me, is the really exciting opportunity.